Hello, my friend. This is Edwin Dearborn. Another edition of caffeinated content where we talk about great business ideas over a hot cup of coffee. Today I'm at Corner Bakery here in Henderson, Nevada, and I want to talk to you about some insights about personal branding. Now, I'm not talking about your insights. I'm talking about insights that I've recently had about personal branding that I would like to share with you. Now, I do a lot of reading. I watch a lot of videos. I listen to a lot of podcasts. My favorite are Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk, and there's some Eric Rohr. I like David Meerman Scott. There's a lot of guys out there that I love consuming their content, and I try to spend at least 45 minutes to about an hour a day reading or listening. And in the last 3 days, there were two things about personal branding. One was by Gary Vaynerchuk and one was Grant Cardone they were so simple, but they just hit me like a ton of bricks. And not only clarified some existing awarenesses and perceptions and feelings that I already had, but really articulated it well to help clarify it for me. And I want to share what those are. The first one was by Gary Vaynerchuk. He was speaking at a public venue, and this guy said, my personal branding, what about my colors? And, I'm really worried about the name I call it, and I'm really worried about the URL. And Gary Vaynerchuk was like, you know what? That stuff doesn't matter. Your colors, the name of your company, it's like all of that doesn't matter if you can't execute, if you can't bring an actual process or a system or something that changes a person from one state of existence to another state of existence, or somehow brings a benefit to the person. So you can have all your branding, your memes, your logo, all this stuff in place. It all sounds cool, but if you can't deliver, if you don't have a system that people buy in on, it's not going to work, because we live in an era of extreme transparency. And you can put out this branding, your personal branding, all you want, and think that you're building it. But in reality, what you do is it's full of cliches and emptiness if you're not actually bringing real change or value or insight or something that's helping them move forward in some manner within their life. And I think that that's something that I see a lot of times where they put out this personal branding that's factually a bit egotistical, look at me, look at me, look at me, but they never talk about what system they have. Now, if you look at Gary Vaynerchuk or you look at Grant Cardone, they've got Cardone University, they have books, they have training systems, they have, they have services. There's things that you can do with their brand. There's ways to engage and learn from the brand. And that's really, to me, the key element that Gary Vaynerchuk talked about. And then yesterday I watched a video by Grant Cardone. It's about a half-hour video. It was so good I literally watched it twice yesterday. And he talked about frequency is the path to greatness. And he talked about how much content he has to put out, how often, to actually build the amount of followers and what he's really trying to do with that frequency, that the greatness that he's trying to achieve financially and in terms of a legacy, if he's not putting out 7-8 pieces of content, like really good content on a weekly basis, he knows that he's not going to get where he wants to go. Now get that. Frequency is the path to greatness. So how often are you communicating real value to your audience? Is it once a week? I wouldn't call that frequent. Is it, once a day? Okay, now we're starting to have some frequency. And I took a look at that myself and going, okay, well, I do caffeinated content and I post on social media, and I've even had people go, man, you're on social media a lot. Well, yes, that frequency. And I realized what Grant Cardone said was, intuitively, I knew that if I kept communicating over and over and over across multiple channels, video, Facebook Live, YouTube, posting on Twitter, LinkedIn, reaching out through email, that if I kept building my content or contacts, creating better content and then frequently putting that content in front of them, that would be a path to building my personal brand, but more importantly, building a personal brand that truly serves others. So if you take a look at yourself, number one, are you so focused on your branding from an egotistical point of view, or are you trying to brand an actual system and you just happen to be the gatekeeper for that system? I think that's a better play. And this is something that I see Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, David Meerman Scott, some of the greats that I follow, is they don't just get up there and stand up and go, look at me, and I'm so great, and my story is so amazing. But they tell their story and attract attention so as to bring people into a system, so as to serve them. And that type of engagement and that greater purpose, if you will, comes across so strongly that's why people appreciate their personal brand so much. Because they know that personal brand is not just trying to inspire them or motivate them, but move them into a zone of service, move them into an actual technology or system that if they follow, because of the direction given by that personal leader, that their life too will start to elevate and closely approach what they see in that other person. And without that system, it's almost like, what do we keep talking about? Without that content frequency, how are we going to actually clarify that message and the benefits of our system? So I just wanted to share those insights with you. It really hit me hard. Now tonight, I'm teaching a class. We have a meetup group here in Las Vegas that I do once a month. It's called Socialpreneurs. We've got about 600 people now that belong to my group. And out of those 600, we have about 70 or 80 that will show up to any one group. We'll probably have about 70 tonight. I'll be live streaming that tonight, as well as posting some photos. But if you need assistance in your content management, how to use video, how to integrate content with your branding, reach out to me, Edwin Dearborn. I'm here on Facebook. You can reach me on LinkedIn, YouTube, email. There's about 15 different ways to reach me. And I would love to work with you and help you generate not only a better brand awareness of who you are, but more importantly, a brand awareness that actually converts into paying customers. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.